Diane, it's pre-dawn, 5:24 a.m. and it's the 11th of April, 2022. My future is so bright. I had to leave you hanging. My future's so bright. I gotta wear shades. Even before the sun's come up. I want to go blind from my future. Shining in my face. This is awful, but it's hot. I'll get a better cup elsewhere, somewhere in the vicinity, as soon as things open. God Bless America remastered. And that I love, stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. We're in the night right now. Do you understand that? We need to be guided with the light from above, through the night with the light from above. America, God bless America. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white, with foam, I bless America, my home, sweet home. I bless America, my home, sweet home. I bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam, I bless America, my home, sweet home. I bless America, my home, sweet home, where I'm protected by the First Amendment, the Constitution, the law of the land. I have free speech and freedom of assembly. These are the things that make it the greatest. And if you don't stand for it now and speak up, you will forever hold your peace. Literally, you will have no mouth and you will have to scream. Release year 2022 on April 11th. The designate the lost pilot script now. Lost script 101. Episode number 100. What? Pilot, Lost Pilot, written by J.J. Abrams and David Lindelof. Directed by J.J. Abrams. Understand that I'm not picking these people. They've already been picked. Final production draft, April 19th, 2004. And understand that I already did this. Lost Pilot, Act 1. Lost Pilot, Act 1. Over blackness, music. Ominous and foreboding. Dun, dun, dun. That's not gonna work. I'm just gonna stay sitting. Can you see outside? Okay, because I want you to see the sunrise with me. Okay. Why? Why do you want us to see the sunrise with you? Because I do. I'm sharing it with you. Because I love you. Love my children. Don't you know that? Should already. Over blackness, music, ominous and foreboding. Then, out of the darkness, a single word, floating in space, out of focus, toward camera. As it approaches, it comes into focus, and it's sharp only for a brief moment. Lost. As it nears us, it again loses focus. And as we move through the O in the word lost, our music crescendos, then stops abruptly as we cut to a man's eye. Extreme close-up. Open wide. The man's skin wet, speckled with soil and flecks of blood. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Kate came tumbling after. Or Jill, which either one. As it nears us, man's eye, extreme close-up, open wide, the man's skin wet, speckled with soil and flecks of blood. The breathing, closely mic'd. Erratic. This man's in shock. The sounds of insects and animals, otherworldly, a blink. Then the reverse angle, staring up hundreds of bamboo stalks, sunlight almost impenetrable through the dense forest. Slightly wider on the man's face. Slightly wider on the man's face as he stares upward, disoriented, stunned. 40 years old, fit, in normal circumstances. One glance would make you feel confident in him, trusting. But here now, he's the one in trauma. Trauma, anybody? He's the one in trauma. His name is Jack. Then a rustling sound. Something coming. It gets louder. And Jack suddenly snaps his head to the side to see something appear through the thick bamboo foliage. A yellow Labrador. Collar, tags. It stops abruptly, 20 feet away from Jack, looking at him. And for the first time, we pull back to a wide shot of the intense alien-looking bamboo forest. The dog just stares at Jack, who we now see wears a business suit and lies on his back, caught in broken bamboo stalks, and Jack just stares back. 2. Continued. It's an odd tableau. Man and dog looking at each other, both entirely out of place. Finally, the lab turns, the dog, the lab, yellow lab, turns and huffs back into the jungle, disappearing in the claustrophobic bamboo. And Jack would call out, "Wait," if he could even think that clearly. And he turns to sit up, and it's a painful move. He manages to extricate himself from the plants, and while still on his knees, he opens up his suit jacket to check out the source of his pain. Something on his left side. But we're so tight on his face that whatever he sees, we don't. Yet. Dog's name is Vincent. His reaction to his wound is more disappointed than terrified. He manages to get to his feet, feeling something in his jacket pocket. He reached his jacket pocket. He reaches in and pulls out a miniature bottle of vodka. And we hold on his face as he looks at it, considering, his heart beginning to pound, his fear growing, as does a sound, a frightening, odd sound, something revving in the distance, something loud, and the horror of what he suddenly understands far outweighs any physical pain. He moves off. Exterior bamboo forest, day 3. Jack moves as fast as he can through the thick bamboo, and as he goes, there's something that almost beckons to him. He hurries through the thick growth, his determined eyes focused on the thing he approaches. And as he gets closer to it, we finally see it. A white tennis shoe, laces untied, caught mid-fall in a bamboo tree, hanging by a branch 12 feet above ground. He stops for a moment, looks at it. Again, the sound revving. But it's closer now. And suddenly, the most important thing in the world is that he get there and fast. So he's moving now, even faster than before, through a straightaway miracle path. He's near sprinting now, breathing quickly, erratically, as he makes his way. 4. Exterior brush, day. And he's running from bamboo into jungle brush, thick still, but there's some more sunlight, and he's almost there. And finally, he bursts out of the brush onto 5. Exterior beach, day. And Jack runs up, finally stopping dead in an extreme close-up. 5. Continued. He's bathed in sunlight now. Continue that one later, and then do this one real quick. Send us back, of course. Da, 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 da. Back to the Future. Inventory time. So right now, Statler Toyota is making the best deals of the year on all 1985 model Toyotas. You won't find a better car with a better price with better service anywhere in Hill Valley. Da, da, da. Da 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 da. Television. Is this thing plugged in? Is this thing running out of juice? Oh crap! Hold on, Diane. There we go. Phew! I almost lost electricity there. I need to have nuclear action to generate the 1.21 gigawatts of electricity I need. So, then television. The Senate is expected to vote on this today. In other news, officials at the Pacific Nuclear Research Facility have denied the rumor that the case of missing plutonium was in fact stolen from their vault 2 weeks ago. A Libyan terrorist group had claimed responsibility for the alleged theft. However, the officials now infer the discrepancy to a simple clerical error. Someone wrote it here, crepency. The FBI, Marty. Hey, Doc. Hello. Anybody home? Einstein, come here, boy. What's going on? What? Ah, God. Ah, Jesus. Whoa. Rock and roll, yo. Doc. Marty, is that you? Marty. Hey, Doc, where are you? Thank God I found you. Doc, thank God I found you. Listen, can you meet me at the Twin Pines Mall? Tonight at 1:15? I've made a major breakthrough. I'll need your assistance. Marty. Wait a minute. 1:15 in the morning? Doc. Yeah. Marty. What's going on? Where have you been all week? Doc. Working. Marty. Where's Einstein? Is he with you? Doc. Yeah, he's right here. Marty. No, Doc, you left your equipment up on all week. Doc. My equipment. That reminds me. Marty, you better not hook up to the amplifier. There's a slight possibility for overload. Marty. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. Doc. Good. I'll see you tonight. Don't forget now, 1:15 a.m., Twin Pines Mall. Marty. Right. Doc. Are those my clocks I hear? Marty. Yeah, it's 8 o'clock. 8. Just 8. Just say, yeah, it's 8. Doc. They're late. My experiment worked. They're late. My experiment worked. They're all exactly 25 minutes slow. Marty. Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that it's 8:25? Doc. Precisely. Marty. Damn, I'm late for school. Marty. Hello, Jennifer. Jennifer. Marty, don't go this way. Strickland's looking for you. If you're caught, it'll be 4 tardies in a row. Jennifer. Jennifer. All right, come on. I think we're safe. Marty. You know, this time it wasn't my fault. The doc set all of his clocks 25 minutes slow. Strickland. Doc, am I to understand you're still hanging around with Dr. Emmett Brown, McFly? Tardy slip for you, Miss Parker, and one for you, McFly. I believe that makes 4 in a row. Now let me give you a nickel's worth of advice, young man. This so-called Dr. Brown is dangerous. He's a real nutcase. You hang around with him, you're gonna end up in big trouble. Marty. Oh, yes, sir. Strickland. You got a real attitude problem, McFly. You're a slacker. You remind me of your father when he went here. He was a slacker, too. Marty. Can I go now, Mr. Strickland? Strickland. I noticed your band is on the roster for dance auditions after school today. Why even bother, McFly? You haven't got a chance. You're too much like your old man. No McFly ever amounted to anything in the history of Hill Valley. Marty. Yeah, well, history is going to change. Audition judge. Next, please. Huey Lewis plays the audition judge. And Michael J. Fox plays Marty McFly. Eric Stoltz does not play Marty McFly, but it has to look like he's going to at first. And then you take it away from him because he doesn't have the comedic chops that Michael J. Fox has for this character. Marty. All right, where are the pinheads? Audition judge. Huey Lewis, played by Huey Lewis. Okay, that's enough. Now stop the microphone. I'm sorry, fellas. I'm afraid you're just too damn loud. Next, please. Where's the next group, please? Election van. Re-elect Mayor Goldie Wilson. Progress is his middle name. Marty. I'm too loud. I can't believe it. I'm never going to get a chance to play in front of anybody. Jennifer. Marty, one rejection isn't the end of the world. Marty. I just don't think I'm cut out for music. Jennifer. But you're good, Marty. You're really good. And this audition tape of yours is great. You got to send it in to the record company. It's like Doc's always saying. And the director of this movie is Robert Lee Zemeckis. And he's an American film director, film producer, and screenwriter who is frequently credited as an innovator in visual effects, more, etc. About Star Wars. You better not give me a copyright, because I'm originating this right now in the future. Ow. That hurt. What's up, Snow here? You got Stardust with me, you just can't see him. My fellow Black Star brother from another mother, or actually the same mother. Terra, Earth. I didn't say terror. That would be in a Massachusetts accent, and I don't speak in one even though I'm from there. I only speak in one when I'm jesting. Terra. I'm being silly. Just in case you didn't get it. Don't cry over spilt milk, okay? Let's see there. Remember where I left off here with Star Wars. We get this one done. Very important. A light wind whips at him as he adjusts several valves on a large battered moisture vaporator which sticks out of the desert floor, much like an oil pipe with valves. He is aided by a beat-up tread robot with 6 claw arms. The little robot appears to be barely functioning and moves with jerky motions. A bright sparkle in the morning sky catches Luke's eye, and he instinctively grabs a pair of electro binoculars from his utility belt. Just fix these binoculars real quick here. He stands transfixed for a few minutes, studying the heavens. Excuse me. Then dashed toward his dented, crudely repaired land speeder. An auto-like transport that travels a few feet above the ground on a magnetic field. He motions for the tiny robot to follow him. Luke, hurry up, come with me. What are you waiting for? Get in gear. The robot scoots around in a tight circle, stops short, and smoke begins to pour out of every joint. Luke throws his arms up in disgust. Ugh. Exasperated, the young farm boy jumps into his land speeder, leaving the smoldering robot to hum madly. Interior Rebel blockade runner. Main hallway. The awesome 7-foot-tall Dark Lord of the Sith. 7-foot-tall Dark Lord of the Sith makes his way into the blinding light of the main passageway. This is Darth Vader. Right hand of the Emperor. His face is obscured by his flowing black robes and grotesque breath mask. Which stands out next to the fascist white armored suits of the Imperial stormtroopers. Everyone instinctively backs away from the imposing warrior, and a deathly quiet sweeps through the rebel troops. Several of the rebel troops break and run in a frenzied panic. Interior rebel blockade runner. A woman's hand puts a card into an opening in R2's dome. R2 makes beeping sounds. Interior rebel blockade runner. Field of Dreams opening. I knew my mind. Can you read my mind? I am the eye in the sky, looking at you. I can read your mind. X-ray vision, looking right through you. You can't hide anything from me. The conspirators have been seen. Down on your knees, Schwab. Down on your knees, Gates. Down on your knees, Bezos. Down on your knees, Tesla owner Musk. Down on your knees, begging for forgiveness, begging please for the horror you have, the awful horror you have created on Earth, in Earth. And our mother, as our mother, Earth, you've ravaged her. Down on your knees, begging for forgiveness from the people and from Earth and from God, the good. Goodness. God is goodness. Ray. My father's name was John Kinsella. It's an Irish name. He was born in North Dakota in 1896 and never saw a big city until he came back from France in 1918. Settling in Chicago, he learned to live and die with the White Sox. Died a little when they lost the 1919 World Series. Died a lot when 8 White Sox were accused of throwing that series. He played some in the minors, but nothing came of it. Moved to Brooklyn in 35, married mom in 38. Was already an old man at the Naval Yards when I was born in 1952. My name's Ray Kinsella. My mom died when I was 3, and I suppose Dad did the best he could. Instead of Mother Goose, I was put to bed to stories of Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, and the great shoeless Joe Jackson. Dad was a Yankees fan then, so I rooted for Brooklyn. In 58, the Dodgers moved away, so we had to find other reasons to fight. We did. When I chose a college, I picked the farthest from home I could find. This drove him up the wall, which I suppose was the point. Officially, my major was English, but really, it was the 60s. I marched, I smoked some grass, I tried to like sitar music, and I met Annie. The only thing we had in common was that she came from Iowa, and I'd once heard of Iowa. Oh, I gotta get another cup of this going real quick here. Because if I don't maintain the timeline, I won't end up standing here talking to you now. Well, y'all, looks like I'm gonna have to go get some water from the car because I'm not putting tap water in that thing. In 2022, for all you tuning in the past, so-called my past, tap water is not drinkable anywhere. It's laced with fluoride. I mean, it is where you are too, but don't drink tap water. Fluoride's toxic. It was rat poison before they started saying it was good for you and your teeth. Nuts. Nut jobs. Wackos. Whack jobs in charge. But, uh-oh. What I just said about maintaining timeline. Oh boy. What have I done? Well, it's too late now. And what are you gonna do? You are what you are. You do what you do. This is a choiceless choice. I didn't really have any other option here because I couldn't remain obscure forever. I couldn't. I didn't want to. And God is one. God is reality. God is light. Devil is delusion, illusion, darkness, death, Darth. Light conquers evil. That's just what happens. The hero conquers the villain at the end. At the end, victory is awarded to the light. Two sides there are. Where did I leave off here? Annie. After graduation, Annie and I moved to the Midwest and stayed with her family as long as we could. Almost a full afternoon. Annie and I got married in June of '74. Dad died that fall. A few years later, Karen was born. She smelled weird, but we loved her anyway. Then Annie got the crazy idea she could talk me into buying a farm. I'm 36 years old. I love my family. I love baseball, and I'm about to become a farmer. But until I heard the voice, I'd never done a crazy thing in my whole life. I've never done good things. I've never done bad things. I've never done anything out of the blue. Oh, male voice. If you build it, he will come. If you build it, he will come. Hey, Annie? Annie, what was that? What was what? That voice just now, what was it? We didn't hear anything. All right. Male voice. If you build it, he will come. Okay, you must have heard that. Sorry. Hey, come on in to dinner. Let's go, Pumpkin. Is there like a sound truck? Is there like a sound truck on the highway? Nope. Hey, Karen, dinner's ready. Kids with a radio? Nope. Hey, hey, are you really hearing voices? Just one. What did it say? If you build it, he will come. If you build what? Who will come? He didn't say. I hate it when that happens. Me too. Male voice. If you build it, he will come. Build what? What is this? Ray? It's okay, honey. I'm just talking to the cornfield. Anyway, I was walking down along the street and I heard this voice saying, good evening, Mr. Dowd. Well, I turned around and there was this big 6-foot rabbit leaning up against the lamppost. Why did you do that? Why did you do that? Why did you do that? It was funny. Trust me, Karen, it's not funny. The man is sick, very sick. Karen, honey, get your book bag. Let's go. Hon, I'll take her today. I've got errands to do in town. Far out. Hey, what if the voice calls while you're gone? Take a message. Annie, chuckling. Bye, bye. In all those years, did you ever... It's just I've heard that sometimes farmers in the field, they hear things, you know? Voices. You're hearing voices? No, it's just I heard some farmers do. Some farmers do. I, of course, don't. So I was wondering if I was doing something wrong. Did you ever hear voices out there? Who's hearing voices? Ray is out in the fields. No, I'm not. I'm crazy playing on stereo. Field of Dreams, we're coming, heading to Iowa. People will come there. People will come to Iowa to meet you. Crazy live at the Grand Ole Opry, 1962. Patsy Cline. I'm crazy for feeling so lonely. I'm crazy for feeling so blue. I knew you'd love me as long as you wanted, and then someday you'd leave me for somebody new. Worry, why do I let myself worry? Wondering, what in the world did I do? Oh, crazy for thinking that my love could hold you. I'm crazy for trying and crazy for crying. and I'm crazy for loving you. Crazy for thinking that my love could hold you. I'm crazy for trying and crazy for crying, and I'm crazy for loving you. 19, Patsy Cline. I'm just a patsy like Patsy Cline. Never shot anyone from in front or behind. I'm just a patsy like Patsy Cline. Never shot anyone from in front or behind. From front or behind. That's how it goes. And behind or behind. Day has arrived. The 11th of April, 2022. I'm opening this quote unquote randomly. Random. There's no random. The word random is not random because it's RANDOM. That's not random. That's 6 letters and it's expressing a very definite definition, a definite meaning. So it's not random. It's a paradox. That is a paradox, that random is not random. And what is its other side? It's the other side of the coin of random. It's order. It's intent. Well, that's random too. You can't have one without the other. I'm sorry. It's just how it goes. I'm gonna go seek out a better cup of coffee in a minute after I read a little bit more to you. The shades are because my future's so bright. Understand that. So I turned right to 88, page 88 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, beginner's chanting book. And I put my finger on page 58 on 557.15.7. Mamai Vamsho Jiva Loka Mana Shastan Idriyani. Back to the mother, Sri Aurobindo. I want to get you to sit over there, because it's freaking pretty. It's hard to get a good angle with anything that I've got going on over here. Oh, Dana. David. You don't know how crazy things have gotten. I mean, you will. You'll see. They're already crazy where you are, but you think that's crazy? You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. Baby, you just ain't seen nothing yet. God, the cord's up my crotch. The cord was riding up on me there. Yeah, this doesn't really work either. Damn. I mean, I'm at the Days Inn and their symbol is a rising sun. Look, who's rising right now? Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. Problem solved. There are no problems, only solutions. Love to Go. Ziggy sucked up into his mind. Sacrifice, hey yo. I picked a perfect, great. I mean, it was a great day to come to this hotel yesterday because no one but me was here. I think I don't know anyone else was. I mean, there's the guy Thomas I met last night who reminded me about the Red Sox game and gave me pretty much, Thomas. I wouldn't have had the show I had last night if not for Thomas. Gospel of Thomas. Anybody? I mentioned that to him as he walked away from me that there's a gospel. He didn't know there was a Gospel of Thomas. Now he does. And Thomas is the twin, and he told me, he said, "You're not going to believe this, but I'm a twin." He's one of the triplets. Yeah, that happened. Chapter 2 of The Mother by Sri Aurobindo. As the sun is rising over the hills, here somewhere in New York State. In all that is done in the universe, the divine, through his Shakti, is behind all action, but he is veiled by his Yoga Maya and works through the ego of the Jiva in the lower nature. In yoga, also, it is the divine who is the Sadhaka and the Sadhana. It is his Shakti with her light, power, knowledge, consciousness, Ananda, acting upon the Adhara, and when it is open to her, pouring into it with these divine forces that makes the sadhana possible. But so long as the lower nature is active, the personal effort of the sadhaka remains necessary. The personal effort required is a triple labor of aspiration, rejection, and surrender. An aspiration vigilant, constant, unceasing. The mind's will, the heart seeking, the ascent of the vital being, the will to open and make plastic the physical consciousness and nature. Rejection of the movements of the lower nature, rejection of the mind's ideas, opinions, preferences, habits, constructions, so that the true knowledge may find free room in a silent mind. Rejection of the vital nature's desires, demands, cravings, sensations, passions, selfishness, pride, arrogance, lust, greed, jealousy, envy, hostility to the truth, so that the true power and joy may pour from above into a calm, large, strong, and consecrated vital being. Rejection of the physical nature's stupidity, doubt, disbelief, obscurity, obstinacy, pettiness, laziness, unwillingness to change, tamas, so that the true stability of light, power, ananda, may establish itself in a body growing always more divine. Surrender of oneself and all one is and has, and every plane of the consciousness and every movement to the divine and the Shakti. In proportion as the surrender and self-consecration progress, the sadhaka becomes conscious of the divine Shakti, doing the sadhana, pouring into him more and more of herself, finding in him the freedom and perfection of the divine nature. The more this conscious process replaces his own effort, the more rapid and true becomes his progress. But it cannot completely replace the necessity of personal effort until the surrender and consecration are pure and complete from top to bottom. Note that a tamasic surrender, refusing to fulfill the conditions and calling on God to do everything and save one all the trouble and struggle, is a deception and does not lead to freedom and perfection.
Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum. Pictures by W. W. Denslow. And where are we in this? Where did we leave off? Chapter 2, the council with the Munchkins. We're there somewhere, aren't we? The Witch of the East was proud of those silver shoes, said one of the Munchkins, and there is some charm connected with them. But what it is, we never knew. Dorothy carried the shoes into the house and placed them on the table. Then she came out again to the Munchkins and said, I am anxious to get back to my aunt and uncle, for I am sure they will worry about me. Can you help me find my way? The Munchkins and the witch first looked at one another, and then at Dorothy, and then shook their heads at that. We already went through that. She gave her the kiss. Chapter 3, How Dorothy Saved the Scarecrow. We already went that page. She went back to the house, and having helped herself and Toto to a good drink of the cool, clear water, she set about making ready for the journey to the City of Emeralds. The dress. At that moment, Dorothy saw lying on the table the silver shoes that had belonged to the Witch of the East. I wonder if they will fit me, she said to Toto. They would be just the thing to take a long walk in, for they could not wear out. She took off her old leather shoes and tried on the silver ones, which fitted her as well as if they had been made for her. Finally, she picked up her basket. Come along, Toto, she said. How did that happen? It's like wrinkly on these pages. This didn't get wet under my watch, did it? Oh well. This is page 33. Come along, Toto, she said. We will go back to the Emerald City and ask the Great Oz. We will go to the Emerald City. She's not back, I'm sorry. I didn't mean the back. Come along, Toto, she said. We will go to the Emerald City and ask the Great Oz how to get back to Kansas again. She closed the door, locked it, and put the key carefully in the pocket of her dress. And so with Toto trotting along soberly behind her, she started on her journey. There were several roads nearby, but it did not take her long to find the one paved with yellow brick. Within a short time, she was walking briskly toward the Emerald City, her silver shoes tinkling merrily on the hard yellow roadbed. The sun shone bright, and the birds sang sweet, and Dorothy did not feel nearly as bad as you might think a little girl who had been suddenly whisked away from her own country and set down in the midst of a strange land. She was surprised as she walked along to see how pretty the country was about her. There were neat fences at the sides of the road, painted a dainty blue color, and beyond them were fields of grain and vegetables in abundance. Evidently, the Munchkins were good farmers and able to raise large crops. Once in a while, she would pass a house, and the people came out. Once in a while, she would pass a house, and the people came out to look at her and bow low as she went by, for everyone knew she had been the means of destroying the wicked witch and setting them free from bondage. The houses of the Munchkins were odd-looking dwellings, for each was round, with a big dome for a roof. All were painted blue, for in this country of the East, blue was the favorite color. Towards evening, can you see that, Diane? No. El Sol's about to pop up. We're going to see it. Her. Towards evening, and then in the picture here, of course, there's a face on El Sol because, well, El Sol, El Self. Self. the self of this whole thing, the one, Omega. Omega. Big O. Mega O. Who's this? Omicron? Little O? Yeah, but with a K. Towards evening, when Dorothy was tired with her long walk and began to wonder where she should pass the night, she came to a house rather larger than the rest. On the green lawn before it, many men and women were dancing. 5 little fiddlers played as loudly as possible, and the people were laughing and singing, while a big table nearby was loaded with delicious fruits and nuts, pies and cakes, and many other good things to eat. The people greeted Dorothy kindly and invited her to supper and to pass the night with them, for this was the home of one of the richest munchkins in the land, and his friends were gathered with him to celebrate their freedom from the bondage of the wicked witch. Dorothy ate a hearty supper and was waited upon by the rich munchkin himself, whose name was Bok, B-O-Q. Then she sat down upon a settee and watched the people dance. When Bok saw her silver shoes, he said, "You must be a great sorceress." "Why?" asked the girl. "Because you wear silver shoes and have killed the wicked witch. Besides, you have white in your frock, and only witches and sorceresses wear white." Dorothy, gift of God. Theodore, gift of God. Oh, I have to bring the flux capacitor over here. I didn't make connection. That's telling me the connection unstable or not. I don't know, whatever. We'll leave it there for now, and we'll just sit and watch the sunrise. I'm going to sit here and do some breathing, meditate before I get on the road. I pack my stuff into the car and go find a better cup of coffee to fill up my mug, my thermos, and so enjoy the sunrise and hallelujah. Good morning to Notorious Notorious Nash. You gonna be in Iowa? That's where I'm heading. We're gonna meet in the middle. It's gonna be throngs. People will come, for it's money they have and peace they lack. You want peace? Meet me in Iowa. Okay? Tell all your friends. Tell everybody, Iowa. Either probably the day after tomorrow. Field of Dreams. Maharishi City.
People will come, Ray. People most definitely will come. It'll be as if they've dipped their feet in magic waters. Ray, Ray, people will come. It'll be as if they've dipped their feet in magic waters. The memories will be so thick they'll have to brush them away from their face. It reminds us of what was once good and what could be again. Baseball, the diamond. I want eagles in my daydreams. I want diamonds in my eyes. I'm a black star. I'm a black star. Om Bhurva Svaha Tat Sarvitu Varenyam. Yes, you do. You have many, all around you. The trees are your friends. The entire earth is your friend. I am your friend. I wasn't speaking to you specifically. I was telling everyone. All the millions of souls, tell your friends. I get high with a little help from my friends. The air is your friend. Your blood, your body is your friend. I am your friend. I am you. You are me. Two sides of one coin. There are no strangers here. There are no foreigners. All is familiar. All is family. All is full of love. You have to trust it. You'll be given love. Maybe not from the sources you are staring at. It's all around you.
All is full of love. All is full of love. All is full of love. You're just not receiving. Your phone is off the hook. All you have to do is pick up the phone. The metaphorical phone, not literal. Don't go and literally pick up your flux capacitor smartphone. Or you can, but that's not what I'm the phone that I'm saying. You know what I'm saying here, don't you? So I'm gonna go back and sit now. Go back and enter my temples here. These are the temples. You sit silently, breathe deeply in and out, like the tide, like the day going into the night. In and out, slowly and deeply. And you sit with your eyes closed, attention here in the bullseye, the third eye center within, and attention on the top of the head, the crown. Attention all here, deep breath, and watch your racing thoughts. They will always be racing, like a rushing river, like a waterfall flowing. Just watch. Oh gosh. Just keeps getting unplugged. All right. Hare Krishna. Why I'm not. Hold on. I don't know why the battery's low because it's plugged in, I guess. Oh, I see. Taken care of. Back to meditation. Sunrise. Sun Ra eyes on the Horus eyes on horizon. We're not in Kansas anymore. And your best friend is yourself.
You are your best friend or your worst enemy, depending on your attitude, depending on your altitude, whether you're up high or down low, and where you're situating yourself within. That's what this is about. We reset ourselves. We are the ones who set our position within ourselves, whether above or below or in between. Come on up to the house. Get down off of the cross. We could use the wood. I'm off the cross. I'm off the clock. Being on the clock, punching the clocks, punching the cross. It's the clock. Look at a clock in the circle. There's an invisible cross there going from 12 to 6 and 3 to 9. 3, 6, 9, 12. The clock locks you in to a linear time track and shuts you out of eternity, which is the whole sphere of here. And all you have to do in order to get that whole sphere of here, 360 Xbox, not the game system, just turn that off and tune out, get off the clock and tune in. Instead of punching the clock, why don't you punch your boss? Like the guy said that to Eric yesterday at Panera. He said, well, I like my boss. I mean, I don't, and I said to him, I didn't mean literally. That's from a Dead Kennedy song, by the way. And it's figurative. It's an expression, and it means, get off the clock. Because by being on the clock, you're denying yourself eternity, the fullness of now, the one. Greatest show on earth here. Greatest story ever told. The rising of the Lion King, El Sol, the sun, risen Savior, light of the world, truth, light, the way. Follow me, fire walk with me.
I got you, Dale Cooper. Dell Computer, I got your, I'm holding you. Now we'll make it. I got the job. We'll buy the house. The x-ray is fine. The light, the heat in your eyes. I am complete in your eyes. 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 The light, the heat in your eyes. I am complete in your eyes. I see the doorway to 1,000 churches, the resolution of all my fruitless searches. Oh, I see the light and the heat. I want to touch the light, the heat I see in your eyes. Bhuvasuvaha Tatsavitu Varenyam Bhago Devasya Dhimahi Deyo Yona Prachodayate. Om Priyambagam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivaipanam Uvarvavirapampana Vrityo Uchiyamamritate. Om. Page 72, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 456, 1142. Yachavahartam asatgreo ritosi vihara shaya sana bhojaneshu ekotha vapya Yuta tatsam aksham tat shame maye tvam aham aprameyam. Namaste. Talk to you later. It's 411 today, 211 originally. Aphrodite the 11th. Ishtar, Easter the 11th. That's what April is from. Look it up. Don't believe me. I don't want anyone believing me when I make statements like that. I want you to do your own research. I would like you to. Research. Search for Re or Re or Ra, the light, the sun. Search for truth. Search for God. Quest with me. And meet me in the middle. Iowa. Is this heaven? No, it's Iowa. Field of Dreams, Maharishi City. Be there or be square in a couple days. Today is Monday, so I might get there Wednesday, might get there Thursday. Might get there even Friday. You know, I'm not on the clock. I'm not on a schedule here. No. It's the journey, not the destination. How many times do people say it, but who's living it? Remember, how many times do you hear life's too short, right? Who's living accordingly? If you recognize that, there should be an urgency to your living. I'm not shitting on you. I'm not shitting you. Namaste, aloha, hallelujah.